You had 4 great grandfathers that fought in the Confederate. 1 fought here,
Yeah, right.
and then you had 3, but none fought here. Okay. Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a phenomenal day and make it the greatest day of your life. Had a great run. It was a little chilly this morning, about 48 degrees, and now I am in Franklin, Tennessee, headed to Oxford, Mississippi, home of the University of Mississippi. I'm doing all back roads, and I'm going to share my journey along the way. I don't know if I'm going to go farther than that or stay right there, but we'll see how the day goes. It's about 8:40 in the morning. All right, I am leaving. It's 52 degrees outside. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna get sunny, hopefully. Tennessee, which is just outside Franklin. This is where they made the Saturns cars. General Motors Saturn plant was here in Spring Hill, Tennessee, I believe. So, hey, it's kind of interesting. It's a fence of rocks. Stop. Second time I stopped. First time I stopped was to get some new gloves on, and now I'm stopping to put a jacket on because it's stopping to put this jacket on right here. It's cold out, man. Holy crap. It's down to 49 degrees, but the wind and just the moisture in the air is cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change right now. Got a thin down coat that I'm going to put on as my insulation layer. Hopefully this keeps me warmer today. That's what I'm hoping, because it's just the last hour it's been cold. Oh man, it feels better already. Wow, so much better already. The hard thing is zipping these coats up with your helmet on. It's always been kind of a challenge, but I'm gonna do it. So this is right outside Waynesboro, Tennessee, and if you can notice, once again, you know, the roads here, they're carved into a mountain. But it's a beautiful day today for a ride, except it's chilly. One thing that would make this better is warmth and sun. Pickwick Dam. The Tennessee Valley Authority. They must generate some energy here using hydroelectric power. Where they make containers, cardboard, and they have a whole bunch of wood over there, and then let's take the wood and make it into pulp and then bring it into their factory, and they have a process that makes cardboard. PCA, Packaging Corporation of America. Pretty interesting. I think I'm at the Mississippi-Tennessee state line. So I am entering Mississippi cotton field.
What?
Where am I at right now?
You're in Baldwin, Mississippi.
And what building am I at right now?
What is what?
What building am I at?
You at Rice's Crossroads Museum.
Museum, and it's a Civil War museum.
Civil War Museum. And the Crossroads is about 4.5 miles west of here.
Okay.
Go down to the street and take a left, go over the 4-lane, and keep going out there. When you get to a 4-way stop, that is the actual crossroads. And there'll be pull-offs all around out there, signs that you can follow. They'll take you all over out there.
Awesome. I'm gonna go do that right after I check out this movie. Thank you. So at this museum, we saw a little movie, and now I'm checking out the museum. They have guns that they used in the Civil War, actual guns. Right here. Cannonball. This is the money that they used. This is the shot they had in the guns. There's some other guns. No. Swords. It's pretty amazing. There's an actual uniform of Confederate. Debris from the battlefield. So you have a mule shoe, stirrup, soldier's pocket watch. There's a bayonet right there. Spent round, Colt revolver, all the different types of lead that was in different types of guns. There's a bugle, and the bugles were used so that they could tell their men which way to go. So if you press on these, I'll tell you. Here's a bugle for double quick.
Time. The pace of double quick cadence was 165 steps to the minute, but was often increased during battle in order to cover more distance as quickly as possible.
Let's do a charge.
The charge was used to signal troops in line of battle to carry an enemy position at the point of the bayonet. A charge was done at the double quick or on the run.
They had 8 different bugle sounds for different things, whether it's recall, forward, charge, double quick, commence fire, officer's call, deploy, skirmish. Here's a Union outfit. And bread. They had the hard bread, that's what they ate. So battle.
The battle that was fought at Rice's Crossroads in what was near Guntown. That's what the town they called Guntown then, and it was it didn't say Baldwin, but it was held here because Sherman was on his way to Atlanta to take Atlanta, and he did not want Forrest, which he was scared of Forrest. Forrest had went up the ranks, so he was actually the best general on either side. So yes, he was scared of Forrest, and he did not want him to come after him because he knew he would not get into Atlanta, and which Forrest was already on his way to Atlanta, but he got called back because Sturgis said he would be the general for the North to come here and have a battle. So when they got here, Forrest had already came, and he had 3,500 men. And Sherman was told that he would, Sturgis would bring enough men to take care of Forrest and his men. They would no longer be a problem for anybody. And with 8,500 men versus 3,500 men, it should have. They had marched from Memphis, the Union did, from Memphis in the rain, 6 days. And our ground here is muggy and sticky, and by the time they got here, they had their breeches cut off, their uniforms cut off to the knees, most of them, because the mud had got so thick they couldn't walk. And some of them were barefooted because they couldn't get their shoes out of the mud. And they had on their uniforms, the wool uniforms, and June the 10th is really hot, muggy, and Forrest was already here, and he had put his men behind every bush, tree, fence post, anywhere to hide them.
Yeah.
And so when Sturgis got here, he was told that they were here. So from the Tishomingo Bridge up there to where they went into the battle, which has the 2 monuments and a canyon, is where, I mean, 2 cannons and a monument. That's where the Union went in.
Yeah.
And they had already, a lot of them passed out because he put them on double quick time to go in that distance. So several hundreds passed out, and they couldn't even go in to fight. And when they got in, they got all, by the time Forrest had his men shoot here and shoot over here and bring them up from the back and just surrounded them. And it started about 10 o'clock that morning, and about 4 o'clock, Sturgis knew he had to get out because he was losing too many men. And they got trying to get the supply wagons over this little bridge, the Tishomingo Bridge, a little narrow wooden bridge, which is built there now. And it turned over, and they couldn't even get the men across. So he had to leave his cannons, his guns, his ambulances, his supply wagons, everything inside the battlefield, and get back to Memphis. Well, and actually, I have a little story, if you have time.
Sure.
About why we know that they tried to swim that creek, and it was full of water then, and it flowing really swift. And the men did try to swim across. And in 1957, when this road was being paved, there was they had to dig in the creek on one side just a little bit. And there was 2 men that went fishing down there, and they found this partial skeleton. So they buried him up there in the cemetery. That was 90 years after the battle.
Wow, they found a person. Wow.
And
Now, did you have any relatives in it?
My husband great grandfather, Reuben Alexander Stott. He was in the 5th Alabama, and they were called on the special, they wasn't the normal escorts for Forrest, but they were called the big escorts. So my husband does.
Wow. What about, and you?
Yeah, I had a great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. Wow, that's amazing. You had 4 great-grandfathers that fought in the Confederate. 1 fought here.
Yeah.
And then you had
I
3,
had 3,
but none fought here.
They didn't fight in right.
Okay. Horse soldiers. So Bryce's Crossroads, it's on June 10th, 1864, General Forrest won his greatest victory, crushing the superior Union forces of General Sturgis and driving them back to Memphis. So what's interesting is the Confederates' first battle line formed here at 1 o'clock from a quarter of a mile north and extending more than a mile south across the road. The Confederates formed a pincer movement against the enemy. The battlefield is there. It's over there. It's over there. It's all around here. It's a battlefield. Driving into Oxford, Mississippi, beautiful drive. The highway is phenomenal.
They mow the lawn, the grass, trees are beautiful. I mean, it's just an absolutely gorgeous drive.
Well, I'm going to be done videotaping for today. Hope you liked what you saw. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a phenomenal day.